Hey guys, Ivan here with another video for today, and in this one we got something very interesting. So Tyler Mannion, the IFBB president of the IFBB Pro League, just posted a new video. In the previous one he explained how Derek Lunsford won the Mr. Olympia against Hardy and Andrew, but in this one he explains how did exactly Mike Sommerfeld lose to Ramon Dino. You guys know my opinion. I thought that Mike was winning, but Ramon won in the end, and in this video we actually have an explanation. The IFBB Vice President's assessment of this show, and he goes into details. So let's check out what Tyler has to say. Let's go pose for pose. The first pose we got is the front double bicep. Let's see what Tyler thinks about this one.
Mike looks very good in this pose. Good arm development into a crazy taper, going down into a nice small waist. His quads look very good from the front. I would say for me, this is Mike's strongest pose. For Ramon, he was not raising his arms high enough up, so he wasn't really displaying the full taper, what he could be displaying. Front double bicep pose, this was definitely a clear pose for Mike to make it 1 pose to 0.
Okay, yeah, I definitely agree with this one. Exactly as Tyler puts it. So Mike had more details and more size in the quads and a better taper. Ramon's elbows are way too low and he probably has bigger arms than Mike, but in this pose, he did not look like that really because of the angle of the arms, I'm thinking. And also, Mike's waist is bigger than Ramon's, but because of the lats and the way he's hitting this pose, it actually looks smaller, proportionally speaking. So yeah, I definitely have Mike winning this one over Ramon. Let's move on to the next pose. It's gonna be side chest. Let's see if Ramon can actually, realistically, win most of the poses here.
I think this was a relatively close pose between the two. They have pretty comparable width from shoulder to shoulder. I think Mike's chest is just a touch thicker than Ramon's. However, when it goes to outer arms and shoulders, I think especially the delts, you can see that roundness and fullness to Ramon's, while Mike's is just a little bit flatter. Go down into the lower body. This pose went to Ramon. Upper body wise, Mike had a film of water and blurriness in his upper body. The overall balance and the fullness and the roundness, I gave the side chest to Ramon to make it 1 poses to 1.
Okay, this one is interesting because I don't think I've noticed on the live stream or in this video right here, high quality video, that Mike actually had that film of water in his upper body. I don't really see it. I think the conditioning is very comparable, but if that was the case, in person, live, if it was noticeable from the judging panel, then that definitely changes things. I had Mike winning this pose actually, but now when I'm looking at this pose right here, I think I do see arguments for Ramon actually winning the side chest. Even though Mike has crazy width in the upper body, his torso is shorter. Ramon has the height and his torso is longer, but also showcases good width. Actually, if you pay attention in the chest area, shoulder to shoulder. Also, yeah, his delts are showing great detail and he has pretty good arms here. And the lower body, yeah, I would go with Ramon in the side chest. Not from the front though, but from the side. Yeah, Ramon's legs actually do look thicker. And again, I don't really notice it much here, maybe a little bit. But if he was actually holding that film of water in the upper body, Mike, then yeah, I definitely see a good argument for Ramon actually winning the side chest. So as per Tyler Mannion, this is 1 to 1. Let's hear what he has to say about the back double bicep.
For Mike, he has a crazy taper, really good thickness and depth and 3D look to his back itself. Arms and shoulders flow in well and are very solid. Go down to the lower body and very conditioned, but Mike's weakest part of this pose is his leg width from the back. Now we go into Ramon. I think for Ramon, this is the best his back has definitely looked. Again, good arms and shoulders that flow in well to the back. You see depth and detail to his back. Back definitely is popping. Go down to the lower body, and Ramon's leg width and detail and development really shine through here. Mike's back is better than Ramon's. However, the lower body, I think Ramon's is better than Mike's. I gave this pose to Ramon to make it 2 poses to 1.
Okay, this one is tough because I agree with all the arguments except for the conclusion. How the hell, based on this, does he give this pose to Ramon instead of Mike? Mike obviously has a much better back. Ramon here has nice details, but definitely no depth at the back. Look at Mike's thickness in that back, like it's really freaking thick. I mean, look at the traps, look at the lower lats, look at the rhomboids, the teres, everything, the shoulders as well. The arms too, from this angle. Now, as far as the lower body, yeah, sure, maybe I can see that Ramon has better width in the legs, but that's only because of his hamstrings or adductors, whatever that is. Like, there is no thigh gap. There is no thigh gap, his legs are connected in the middle, while Mike has a bit of a thigh gap, and this occurred because he had to lose the weight. If he was 5'9" and 212 pounds, there would be no thigh gap, and like maybe because of that, yeah, like, is that really the reason? That one gap between the legs to give this whole pose to Ramon? I mean, Mike has great hamstrings as well, and shredded glutes too. It's the back that makes the huge difference here, so yeah, in the back double, I definitely have Mike. I disagree with Tyler big time on this one. What do you guys think? Do you agree with Tyler on this one? Forget about who Mike is, who Ramon is, forget about the height and everything, just look at this pose right here and tell me, do you actually think Ramon is better here? Well, tell me down below in the comments, but now let's move on to the abs and thighs.
Mike looked better in this pose than Ramon. Mike's quads from the front are great. I give this pose to Mike to make it 2 poses to 2.
Okay, not much to say about this one. Tyler didn't go too deep into the details about the abs and thighs. Of course, this is just a short version of what Tyler said. If you want to watch the whole video, go to his Instagram account. But basically about the abs and thighs, he didn't really say too much. He definitely did have Mike win this one. And as far as I'm concerned, yeah, this one was pretty clear. Ramon didn't look that good in the abs and thighs. His quads didn't show the separation, they didn't have the crazy width, crazy size. His abs are okay, but not that crazy. It's the lower body though, it's the lower body that made a difference here. The waist size, I would say Ramon is better in that one and probably has a better lat pop, but still man, because of the quads, because of the details and the size, it goes to Mike. But this is nothing close to what Mike used to look in the abs and thighs back when he was, again, 5'9" or 212 pounds, but even like this, a smaller Mike is still very good in this pose. So he wins the abs and thighs, and this makes it 2-2, but in my book, it's actually 3-1. But again, in Tyler's book, it was 2-2, and that's the way he judged this show. And now we come to the last pose, your favorite classic pose. Let's hear who wins this one and why.
Ramon did a great job in just sticking with his one arm front lat spread, one arm front double. He has that round, full, bubbly muscle. Mike did 2 variations. When he hit the front lat spread, he just lost some of that volume to his chest, and the chest really looked flat. I still feel like on both of these poses, I gave the edge to Ramon. The conditioning and the fullness and the detail and the balance that he brought to this pose was very dominating. I think size-wise, too, it just made him look a little bit bigger overall than Mike. And again, like I said, that tiny bit of blurriness throughout the upper body held Mike back, on some of these poses. So for me, I gave this pose to Ramon to make it 3 poses to 2.
Okay, so basically Ramon wins the final pose, which makes it 3-2. And based on Tyler Mannion and the way he was judging this show, this is how Ramon won this show. Now, as far as this pose, favorite classic pose, I'll be honest, I definitely do prefer Ramon Dino in this one. I really like the way he's positioning his legs here. Overall, how he's hitting this pose. His posing was improved at this show. He was still a little bit shaky, but the way he was doing the poses was better. So yeah, I definitely do have Ramon winning this one. It looks more aesthetic, more classic. A really nice flow of the physique. And also, as Tyler Mannion says, Mike was soft or watery in the upper body, which is hardly noticeable here, but maybe Ramon is overall sharper. So I agree with this decision, but I only disagree with the back double bicep. And if Ramon actually lost that back double bicep, that would be 3-2 for Mike, and Mike will win the Mr. Olympia. But that's only the way I see it, guys. You can see it differently. Tyler can see it differently. Steve Weinberger can see it differently, and the other judges. So it doesn't matter what I think, what you think, but this is how the vice president and a judge of the Mr. Olympia is seeing things. And you guys can tell me down below whether you agree with this or not. Now, there is another very interesting thing he says about this show, the Classic Physique. Let me play this for you.
I think one important thing to note was at finals, because when these scores are that close, we take a very, very close look at finals, and we're really judging them again throughout the poses to make sure everything looks how it should. And Ramon came back in very, very dominant fashion at night. He was by far the best body on stage at night. He kind of stamped his way to victory that way, shut the door, and there was no questions needed at the finals.
Okay, so basically what Tyler says is that Ramon shut the door tight at the finals. Now, if you guys look at the scorecards, you will see that only prejudging is scored. There is no score for the finals. But I actually googled this, and as far as I know now, based on my research, it's basically that they only put in the results for the prejudging. But if they change the decision for the finals, they will just change the results for the prejudging if they decide to switch these guys around. So it's definitely weird the way they judge the finals and the prejudging, but based on Tyler, Ramon was definitely a clear winner, especially after the finals, if it was close at the prejudging. Not necessarily the way I saw it, but that's the way Tyler sees it, and he is the judge of the Mr. Olympia, and again, the vice president of the IFBB Pro League. Whatever you guys think about this, tell me down below in the comment section. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel for more content like this about bodybuilding. See you soon, guys. All the best, and bye-bye.